Hello folks, how are we getting on? I hope you're keeping as well as I am now. I haven't done one of these for a few weeks, to be honest, because I've had the cold and it's taken me a day or two to go over it. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but honestly, since I've had my COVID jabs and stuff, I seem to have loads more colds. I'm not saying the two are connected, but I've had the cold, I don't know, many times this winter, and it just seems to just boom, hit me in my whole sort of nasal and palate, and well, it's kind of hard to do whiskey tastings if you're a little bit on the discombobulated side, you know. But anyway, enough of that. Hope you're all doing well. We're heading in towards summer, so everything's looking good now. Everything's looking good, and we've got a bit of a strange beast with us today. We have the Lakes Distillery, the one fine blended whiskey, um, Manzanilla cask finish at 46.6%. Now, we'll just get the Greekaroos on here a wee second to have a wee look. Now, the Lake District. This is a bit of a strange beast because it's an English distillery blend and it's bought in, but it's Scotch whiskey. Now, it's a mix of, it's a blend of, it says Highland Speyside and Islay, um, brought in to England to be blended up there. Now, but because there's such a heavy emphasis on sort of regionality and geography with whiskies, that it for an English distillery to basically take Scotch, it seems a little strange. There's no reason why they can't. I mean, let's be honest. Why would they not? But it just seems a bit strange. So, just a quick bit off the back, Lake District has been a crucible for creativity and a place where the imagination can flourish. The Lake District takes inspiration from the UNESCO World Heritage Site where the state of the art distillery has been built. The one cask finishes are a showcase of our whisky makers' maturation expertise. Good, that's exactly what you want. Finished in the finest oak, demonstrating the influence of oak and cask seasoning has on whisky flavour elevation. Exclusively from the Andalusian town of Sanlúcar de Barrameda, the cooler coastal climate of the region gives Manzanilla distinctive dry saline characteristics, and goes on and on and on. I'm not going to read it all out, but yeah. So this is 40. I have it written down here. £48 a bottle, which is a reasonable price these days, I suppose, for a whiskey finished in the Manzanilla, and it gives you some tasting notes. So yeah, we'll get a little bit poured out and see what we begin to think. We'll take feeling generous tonight. I want a healthy pour, so we'll get a little bit more of that. So yeah, next distillery English whiskey stuff. There's more and more of this coming out, and more of it is delighting some people. To be honest, um, very light in colour, but already I'm getting a nose. I'm already getting that nose coming up to me. It's reaching out to me. Now, in terms of the one thing I'm looking out for straight away is the Islay whiskey. Because it says on it it's Highland, Speyside, and Islay. Islay, we all know that Islay's big, heavy peat bomb. Peat Munstery whiskies is normally what we kind of associate with Islay. But in this, well, really on the nose, there's no real sense of peat. It's certainly not anything predominant, and it doesn't really give you that um, any sort of sense of phenolic flavoring, peaty, smoky, and it's not really there. So if the Islay content is from one of the peat laden um, whiskies, it must be in tiny amounts, tiny amounts. Because on the nose, it's really quite fresh, fragrant. quite light, elements of nuts and oak coming through there. Um, yeah, but it would be a little bit of white chocolate actually. Um, it smells quite nice. It smells quite fragrant. Uh, almost slightly floral, but not floral, but heading that direction. Light, summeriness to it. I'm really, yeah, quite. I'm gonna say a little bit of cinnamon sweetie, cinnamon lozenge nose to it. Almost like a scented flower. You know, when those cinnamon lozenges, you get the little dusting of flour, sort of sugaryness over the top of it. So it's kind of like that, yeah. Hmm, it's quite nice. Now, Manzanilla, it says on this there is a salinity to it. Manzanilla sherry, which I'm kind of looking forward to. Yeah, kind of looking forward to that salinity. It's a note that doesn't appear that often, and I wish it would appear a bit more. I like uh, that salinity note. Because I think it gives a real nice balance. You can have sort of sweet floral, saline, and deeper notes, the chocolates, the heavier, even your heavier Isla notes, and it works really well when it does that. When the balance is right on it, it's lovely. Mm. Now, I'm going to say you don't get any Isla on the nose. On the arrival, it starts to appear. You start to get that smokiness, and as it goes in your palate. On the development, it begins to make itself known a bit more, and on the finish, it comes along. Not in huge parcels, in a really sort of increasing amount as it progresses through on the delivery of the whole mouthfeel. Quite fruity. Uh, on the arrival, it's quite fruity to start with, and the smoke plays a smaller part. But as it moves on in the development, it gets more and more. Uh, it, the smoke gets more and more, and the fruit kind of dissipates a little bit. Hmm. Yeah, I have to say that's really well done. It's really well done. These It's surprising how good that is. There's a sort of burst of nuts. It's like a mixed nut bag at the back there. It's kind of the creaminess of cashews with hazelnuts and peanuts all in one arrival, one sort of delivery lump uh, at the start of the finish, and that's really quite well done. I have to say that. Mouthfeel wise, pretty good. Um, on the tasting notes, it says here it's kind of boiled sweets, and no, I'm not really getting that. The salinity, no, I'm afraid the salinity is not there for me. No, it's quite fruity, quite smoky, elements of chocolate, elements of the wood smoke certainly coming through. But the salinity, I'm going to say it's kind of lacking a little bit, but it's certainly very well done. Um, Again, there's loads of nuts, different types of nuts. There's almondy notes coming in there. Again, the peanuts, the cashews, all of that sort of sits there, and it's really quite nice. It's kind of it's almost like a snack food, and but there is still that element of fruitiness and freshness to it. I have to say it's very well done. Um, it's kind of a surprise bag, this, to be honest, because an English distillery doing Scotch whiskey, finishing it in a Spanish um, sherry cask. I suppose why can't he do this? I mean, but it just seems like a bit of a mixed bag um, for something that prides itself on the lakes, the Lake District, and have that. I don't know. It just seems funny. Like there's no reason why they shouldn't do it, but or they couldn't do it, but it seems a little bit discombobulated. But it's got certainly got elements to it that are quite surprising. The nose is very nice, very fresh, comes along really quite well, but no real hint of the smoke. Once you actually taste it, then it starts to come out, and I like that sort of interplay as it goes along. Um, to me, it proves that there's a reasonable amount of balance and development, and a real certain element of skill involved there. But yeah, um, certainly one to pick up, have a look at. It's not very expensive. I think it's fairly available. It's nice at the 46.6%. That's it. That seems to me to be a really nice point that they've got it to. Um, yeah. Now, it would definitely be one that I would look out for and give it a whirl because it really works quite well. Hmm. Yeah, I would recommend this to anybody. Yeah, if they're going to have it, have a word with it, give it an experiment. Um, yeah. So, do I have to give it a mark? Suppose I have to. Um, certainly at that price point of that 8.5 out of 10. I like this. It's something that I would surprise people with. I've had it for quite a while actually, but I would surprise people with that, and they probably would be quite taken aback by just how good it is. I've had it open for quite a period of time, which I think probably helps it. It's one of those ones when you open it at first, you go, not really sure about this. Open it, take a couple of drinks out of it, forget about it, and come back to it, and you probably will be paid off in full with that. So, without further ado, I shall bid you farewell. This is the Lex, the one fine blended Manzanilla cask finished um, whiskey from the Lex Distillery, product of Great Britain, says there, which again, not a bit different. So, without further ado, I shall bid you farewell. Take care and see you soon, folks. Bye.